Welcome back, Guardians. In the last report, we scoured our knowledge of the XO and tried to better explain who they are, where they are going, and why they fight with us. But one race still remains, the Awoken. We've yet to explain them, and mainly because it is difficult explaining something that is neither light nor dark. The Earthbound Awoken that stand with us are undoubtedly good people, but the Reef Awoken, who are they? Such questions and conjectures are what we hope to explain in this report. The Awoken are beyond light and dark, flowing between yin and yang, beyond such unimaginative limitations. We know that the people of the Reef, which was called the asteroid belt during the old Earth era, have now made that area their home, and defended furiously against all who would impede upon their territory. We know that some Awoken have joined our struggle, with the Traveler against that of the armies of darkness. But the Reef Awoken seem to hold no love or no hate for us here in the city. Was some deal made that they would be spared the untold fires and doom that fastly approach? Or is it their position in the Reef, that of circumstance, there just to be there? We hope to answer these questions in this report and better explain who the Awoken are. It is said that the Awoken were born in the collapse, descended from those who tried to flee its wrath. Something happened to them out there on the edge of the deep black. They were forever changed. Today, many Awoken live in the distant Reef, aloof and mysterious. But others return to Earth, where their descendants now fight for the city. Earthborn Awoken, who venture out to the Reef hoping to learn its secrets, find no special welcome from the reclusive Queen. Is it betrayal? Perhaps the Queen of the Reef feels that she should rule over all of her people, like the despotic monarchies of old Earth's Middle Ages. The Queen and the Reef has done quite well for herself and should be considered a potent ally for the fledgling city under the Traveler. We have moved closer to a lasting peace between our two unities. The Reef's attacks on dead orbit scout ships have gone largely overlooked by the city consensus, and for the right reason. We can hardly afford more enemies in our current dire times. The best move for an alliance, or at least a continued peace, is that we should better understand the Reef's history, their people, their ideologies, and their cultural backgrounds, and why some of them choose to fight for us. The Awoken are an incredibly ingenious race, turning the purpose of derelict ships and old resource nodes to their immediate advantage. During the old Earth push for material substance, the asteroid belt provided a large portion of Earth's demand for industry, supplying it with necessary compounds to be used in production. The Reef Awoken sit upon a gold mine in almost reverence, using what they can and repurposing what they can't. To better explain this ingenuity, reports indicated that they found some sort of habitation ship merged with a comet from the Oort cloud. The derelict space vessel they found contained flora and fauna, but was empty. No sentient species were aboard. But it is determined that they repurposed this vessel for their own aims. The Awoken defend the Reef with purpose and predictability. They have no intention of sharing their wealth of resources with us, which some, like Dead Orbit, would consider us to be even a lost cause. Whether or not trade relations or more are in the city's future with the Reef Awoken has yet to be seen. I had the opportunity to sit down and speak with one of the Awoken, discussing their origins to get a better understanding of who these people are. It can be described as an origin, although that term is lacking the best way to say it. The Awoken birth seems to argue the term origin. Speaking directly to the Awoken, these are her words. I was nothingness. If I existed before, I existed as possibility, as potential, stretched thin across the aether. And maybe there was a body that looked like my body, complete with a soul that could be confused for someone rather like me. What I am now was not yet real. And then I was born. And then the universe was free to begin. Others were present at my birth. A great ceremony had just begun because newborns are selfish beasts. I assumed I was the object of attention. I didn't notice the singing until the singers fell silent, and then she appeared. She was above me, ethereal and handsome and elegant. I assumed my face was like her face, and that odd idea gave me the strength enough to smile. Secrets, she said. Creation is built on secrets and the encryptions that keep those secrets safe. I made my first sound. It meant nothing, but she stood and understood it as a question. We are a beautiful creation, she said, and we must keep ourselves very safe. Quite cryptic, but regardless, it does shed some lights on the cultural understandings of the Awoken. They were born or evolved from another race. Conjecture would describe them as post-human, but they are something more than humanity. Their skin, eyes, and soul touched by the very abyss. We now know that there is a large divide between the reef-born matriarchal society and the earthbound Awoken. The queen rules with an iron fist, primed to expel all threats to her people. But the rise of the city spells an end to isolationism for the reef. We undoubtedly need one another, whether for commerce or security. The darkness is rising, and we should unite to meet it. The reef and the city. Regardless of our past transgressions of ideology, we must move towards the future or be buried by the oncoming horde. In the next report, we will further explain the Queen of the Reef, the Nine, the Crows, and if we can count upon the Queen to rally the reef on our side to turn the tide of this war. The earthbound Awoken that stand with us have our undying respect, but respect does not win wars.